Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So yeah, I know I haven't posted in about a month. There's been a lot of things going on in my personal life with work and so on and so forth, and certain people not appreciating my lifestyle. That's neither here nor there. So what I've been doing is kind of a backup plan. I have another idea for the channel. So the channel's going to basically stay the same. I'm going to build up some AMGs, make them go fast, go to the track, get some parts on them, do all that stuff, maintenance. But what I'm also going to do to make a little bit extra cash for the channel, because I'm not making too much off of YouTube, is I'm going to start buying, fixing cars, and then reselling them on the channel. So this would be a good way for you guys to see what I'm actually selling, what I have. I'm going to try to keep them all basically Mercedes, AMG, or like something cool European, something that kind of goes with the channel. But I'm going to try to do a lot of these cars. Some of them will just be quick flips. Some of them will be actual like a mini little build where I'll like maybe put rims on them, maybe exhaust, like minor little things like that. And some of them, if I buy a car and it turns out to be the biggest POS, it'll turn into a parts car real quick. And then you guys could buy whatever parts off that car. Because as you know, I have a pretty big amount of property. I can store the cars, I can keep them here. But I'm not trying to like fall in love with these cars and keep them for a year. These are kind of to be like maybe a month or two and then let them go. So the first car I bought, so I've been looking around for about 2 months, looking at like 20 or 30 cars all around my area. A lot of POSs out there where people think they're worth gold. Or some people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to sell you the car, then you guys make a deal and they turn out to be like a dealer. And then now you have to pay all these effing fees and you walk away. Or one guy, this is so effing, it was so infuriating. I meet a guy, we see it was a C-Class, it was stick shift, it was cool, it was good in every way. I'm like, alright, let's buy it, we agree on a price. He's like, okay, here it is. And then he starts jacking up the car. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh yeah, the rims don't come with it. I'm like, what do you mean the rims don't come with it? He's like, yeah, you gotta just like pull it away on a flatbed with no rims. And it was like, yeah, I have extra rims. Yeah, I probably could do that. But it was just so annoying. Like, dude, we made a deal of a car. It should be everything on the car. So, needless to say, the car that I got behind this door, I think is perfect for the first one I'm going to show on the channel, and the first one I'm going to build, and so on and so forth. I'll show you what it is right now. It is a Mercedes. I know, right? It is a CLK55. Perfect. Okay, 100% joking. It is not perfect. The bumper's a little bit beat up, which they all are. The paint is not the best, but the body is good. It's got no real dents. It's got no rust. No nothing. It's sound. It comes with some monoblock AMGs. Those are 17s. The interior, that's a little rough. It has the traditional no door handle over there. It's got a ripped seat. Everything works though. All the power, you know, radio, AC, all works good. So you can see how this seat's ripped. I'm going to debate on what I want to do with those seats, but everything else works in the car. The car has AC. Let me hop in here. The sun is really going to mess me up. It's got this little radio I'm not a big a fan of. It fires right up. Washer fluid, not bad. It's got 148,000 miles, which is pretty much low. Oh, radio. Let's shut that off. Let's shut this AC off. That works. It's got heated seats that work. You know what I mean? It's not really a bad car. The electric seats, they all work. It is low on fuel, but not a bad car. No real lights popping up. The engine sounds pretty good. Sounds like it has a small vacuum leak, but nothing really major. The engine bay I definitely will like clean up and scrub around a little bit. The car is not perfect though by all. It needs some work, and that's why I bought this one. So the car is not perfect anyway. We took it for a test drive. It drives fine. It's got some zip to it. The transmission ship's good. A check engine light does pop on after maybe 1 minute, give or take, of it driving. So we'll pull the code for that. It has a bad valve cover gasket leak. So it's basically like burns oil. Well, not burns oil, but you can see the oil dripping down. I'll show you right where. So I don't think you can see in camera, but yeah, it's definitely dripping. Like I could put my finger. You got oil all over there. So it's going to need some valve cover gaskets, which that's inexpensive. But everything's here. It's got the AMG box. It is missing the star, though. It's just overall, like, pretty clean. I drove it around a lot. Doesn't overheat. Doesn't do nothing really funny. The check engine light does come on. So to start, to make sure this isn't a big junker, we're going to pull the codes first and see what they are. Alright, so I haven't, like, checked this car out, like, with the scanner or anything. So we're going to see what those codes are, because it drives pretty good. Nothing really crazy. Let's do a quick OBD2. So it's got a few codes. Confirm. Read codes. Let's see what they are. A map sensor code. Alright, we'll look into that. Secondary air pump code. Evap, which that's just pending. So ERG, secondary air, and map. They might all have to do with each other, because see how we have two that are current? And then the pending one I'm not too worried about. So we'll leave these codes in here. So those codes aren't really major. The secondary air pump, that might be why it's not always coming on the check engine light, or where it takes roughly a minute. The map one, that's could be dealing with performance-wise. So we're going to start pulling it apart really quick here, just so I can kind of see what I need for parts. Because so far I'm going to order both valve cover gaskets, just to do them both like that. And then we're going to see what's kind of going on with the map sensor and all that stuff. See if we see like a effing smoking gun really quick. Alright, so what I noticed before is this bracket was hanging off. I kind of saw that during the test drive. It's like they basically took a little bit of a wire over here. We're just going to get rid of that because this bracket is not supposed to be just hanging like that. So let's just get rid of that wire. And this is all the secondary air pump and map sensor stuff. So this looks like a pretty effing smoking gun. Look at the lines are just broken off. So this is probably going to be a really easy fix. Let's get all these shoelaces out of here. It looks like someone might have broke a mount or something like that, and that's why they did all this. But the car drives pretty much fine. Come on. I mean, they had some ingenuity with this, I'll tell you that much. Alright, there's our smoking gun. So here's your map sensor. That the hose, if you can see, not even connected to it. This is for the hose for the map. It looks like it's just split, which that's pretty common, so that's just some hosing there. For the secondary air pump, it's not connected really. So that's 99% sure why you're getting those codes. So that'd be super easy. I'm going to order a new map sensor just because this one's been sitting there for a while, it looks like. And then I'll get all new hoses for that. And we might completely delete the secondary air pump. I doubt that though. We'll probably just fix it because it looks like look it just fell off my hand. So we probably could just do all hoses there and we'll be good with that. Good, easy, fine. So we've been spraying down with brake clean to just verify that that's where that leak is, and you can still see the tab on the valve cover gaskets are still moist after I just brake cleaned everything. Oh, and we fixed, temporary, I'm still going to order all new hoses, but if you can see, I redid the bracket. All we had to do is, I don't think you knew where the bolt went. You just put the bolt on there, and you were good. And then I just trimmed back the lines, and now all the, get that out of the way, secondary air pump stuff and map sensor are all good, but I'm going to buy new lines and replace them anyways. Not bad, but let's put this car on the lift and see if we see anything else crazy underneath before I decide to put any money into it. Alright, we got the car in the air. So the tires aren't bad, they're not the best. It looks like it's got the original AMG rotors, which anyone knows those are not really cheap. They actually are stamped AMG on them, so that's kind of cool. No real side-to-side play, a little bit, like I'm really effing trying, a little bit up and down, so a little bit of bearing play in that one, like a minute amount. Don't mind that oil, that's just from me like spraying the other stuff down. This one, the bearing's really tight. Same no left to right play. Let's check under the car now. So not looking bad, no real rust. You know, the boots aren't ripped for the axles. It's looking good. The exhaust is still like normal stainless from Mercedes exhaust. Factory muffler. That's one thing I don't like about this car, is way too quiet for an AMG. Not a fan. I mean, we got the normal oil leak. That was just from the valve covers, 99%. But we will change the valve covers and pressure wash all down here and check. Oh, wait, ooh. That bolt is holding on for dear life for this exhaust. So most likely be changing that out. No real rust. No, nothing crazy I see down here. It looks all pretty good. And everything was pretty tight with the suspension. So everything looked pretty good and safe. We're going to go take it for a test drive and kind of whomp on it. First, I'm going to get a little cleaned up, so I want to put more dirt in the car. But so far, pretty happy about it. Alright, we reset all the codes. We're going to take a little test drive. I am a little low on fuel. But I think my little like cheap fix worked. I'm definitely going to do it proper. I'm going to get new sensors and new hoses. But this is just a quick little, just wanted to see something. Take it for a nice little test drive. Oh yeah, it definitely cleared out, because normally you would have got popped back on by the time I usually leave the driveway. Feeling good. Definitely pretty quiet. And let me put the windows up. Ah! One touch, oh yeah, fancy. And look, the car drives completely straight. That's pretty good for not really touching any steering wheels. We're gonna floor it a little bit and just make sure everything else works. Oh yeah, the car is solid, like mechanically and everything. Pretty good. I'll turn in here, do one more little pull, and then pull it back in. All right, we're gonna see if this, if we'll spin the tires. So I got the ESP turned. Oh yeah, it spins. This thing gets up there pretty nicely. Pretty good. Now let's pull it on home. No weird lights, no nothing. Like, steering wheel straight, drives pretty good. Pretty nice. Like, no shaking, no nothing. All right, let's pull this bad boy in. I'll give a quick little walk around of the car. Like, I don't know if you saw too much in the garage, but it's got no tinting on the windows. It's not bad. I'm probably gonna reorder some like CLK emblems just because those are kind of gone. But one thing I really hate is like that exhaust. So effing quiet. I think that's so horrible for an AMG. But the body's good. There was no rust that you saw, no huge dents, no gashes. The paint's a little bit eh. The front bumper's a little bit eh, which that's pretty much common. But it's pretty effing good and nothing too crazy. Like, you saw the interior is probably the worst part about this whole car. So maybe if I get lucky, I can find another parts car and just switch out interior. But, and you definitely smell oil coming that's burning, but that's not too bad. But pretty good in my opinion. Needs a good wash though. So, not bad. So I got the CLK55. I was driving around like the Publix and stuff like that. More or less, no really issues with it yet. So it's definitely going to be a good car to just basically resell. So we're going to fix it all up. I ordered some valve cover gaskets already. I ordered a lot of miscellaneous parts already. So I'm going to be very happy about that. The future plan of this car, really, we're going to be doing an exhaust system to it. We're going to be valve cover gaskets. We're going to powder coat the valve cover gaskets. You know, put new emblems on it, stuff like that. I might put rear tires on it. I might do brakes because they're not the best, but they're not really bad. It depends if I find a deal or if someone buys it before I even do it. And also, we might repaint the car. It all depends of like, geez, I could put this video up and someone could offer me astronomical amount of money and I'll just sell it really quick. So the longer I hold it, the more I'll put into it, but there will be a cap of how much I'm actually going to put into it. So if you guys do want this video, or if you guys do want this car, hit me up. I'm going to let it go relatively cheap just to try to make a couple quick flips, so I'm not going to give it away for $500. So don't really offer me anything crazy like that. The longer I hold it, the more I'm going to put into it, and the more money it's going to go up just because that's common sense. If I spend X amount of money to paint the car, I'm going to try to get that money back. But I want this car to be a good car, a good safe car for someone. We're going to basically polish the headlights up, do a lot of miscellaneous stuff like that on it. But I hope you guys like the channel. Hope you guys put a comment down. We're going to buy more cars like this and just try to like move them and make more money for the channel. Because what you guys got to remember is, if I can make more money for the channel, I then can spend more money on my E55. I can put money into my death car. I can put money into my SLK32. My other CLK55 with the fiberglass front end. If I have more money, I can do a lot more crazy things with these cars. So hopefully you guys support the channel. Hopefully someone will buy the car. And as of right now, I'm not trying to lose money on anything. I'm trying to make money. So catch you guys later. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and see you later.